Okay, let's give this a watch, guys. First time playing World of Warcraft.
This is fun. This is not. But this is really fun.
Oh,
and
really?
This is not really much fun. No. So,
Okay.
is World of Warcraft still fun to play in 2023? Let's find out. My name is Alex B, and this is the first time playing
Hi,
a
Alex.
series where I play MMOs for the first time. And
Okay.
believe it or not, it is actually the first time I played the official version of WoW in its trial version in order to check what can Blizzard offer to the newcomers, especially
Okay.
someone like me who has only played the pirated version of Burning Crusade 10 years ago.
Oh my god, so this is gonna be like an actual full-on just... Okay, because it's really weird whenever we watch these kind of videos, like whenever we like talk about like, oh, should I get into World of Warcraft? I can always say so much myself about the game, but I really don't know how it is getting into an MMO for the first time like World of Warcraft, right? Because I played it for so long, right?
World of Warcraft is a paid game with regular subscription and a lot of microtransactions. Why? Because it's a Blizzard game. At the same
What a horrible introduction to the game. Oh my god.
time, they offer a free trial version with an array of limitations,
1 to
but
20.
allowing the player to play until level 20. At first, I thought that's not really much, because the competition offers a lot more for free. Final Fantasy XIV offers to play
actually
even
true.
up to level 70 and experience a number of paid expansions. Guild Wars 2 allows to play the whole basic game for free without expansions.
Real? Oh yeah.
Turns out, the WoW trial version is perfectly designed to provide just a little taste to what game has to offer, without overstaying its welcome and motivate the player to pay, at least for a subscription.
I think that's fair enough, though, to be fair. I mean, yeah, you do have to pay for the game and subscription and stuff like that, but if you play the trial, which is only 1 to 20, you can actually get quite a lot of like the feel of the game through it. Since it is an MMO, obviously you can't really get the full scope of what the game is going to be like, but you can at least get the a feel for the gameplay and the art style and how the story plays out and such, right?
Least for a subscription. Even without buying the full game, you can play classic service of WoW just paying for the sub.
That's true.
Price is so low, you'd be a dungus not to check out that store. Tell him Steve sent you.
The game opens to a cinematic for the newest expansion,
Oh my God.
Dragonfall, Dragonborn, Dragonflight.
Dude, am I being cynical when I'm saying that like this expansion was kind of just too happy for me? I know it was just like the introduction to the Dragon Isles and stuff like that, but I kind of like, I don't know, I liked those cinematics where there was like a big villain that was introduced and stuff like that.
And I expected that the newest
I don't know.
content will be solely
Maybe I'm
available to
cynical.
the paid players, but there is a bit of
just so
connection
happy,
in the
right?
tutorial level, which we enter after creating our class. WoW has a lot
Maybe it
of
was a
races
change from
divided
Shadowlands,
between
yeah.
Alliance and Horde factions. I find the Horde races a lot more appealing,
This is the strong sperm, this is the Greek god, okay, Greek god.
so I've decided to make a classic
Listen, Horde is just cooler overall, I think, because, listen man, you're playing a fantasy MMO, okay? Don't play a human male in a fantasy MMO, dude. Go for an orc or an undead or a troll or something, cool. You know what I mean? I mean, I have nothing wrong with really Alliance as well, but if you... Like, my first initial reaction is definitely go for those, like, super fantasy races, right? That's for sure.
I've decided to make a classic orc warrior, and the customization options are rather deep, while
Yeah, they
being
are, actually.
actually aesthetically pleasing and true to the racial
There's a lot
aspect.
you can make.
It's not that BS that has some random haircuts or beards that make the orcs look like dwarves and vice versa.
The only thing that they're missing, though, is a boob slider. All right. Okay. Wait. Listen. I will just say BDO did an amazing job. I think the BDO character customization is absolutely stellar. Okay. It is just so goddamn good. Okay. Like the boob sliding thing was a joke. Okay. I just want to say that was a little meme. That was like a little. We're joking. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of customization that you can do in a game like BDO. Right. That's what I mean with it. It's not really. That's how it goes.
Eventually, we
I'm
land
just
on
kidding.
the tutorial level that is designed perfectly. I was highly surprised by the fact that Blizzard
Exile's Reach.
started developing tutorial levels that combine the gameplay mechanics,
This is cool.
teaches the newcomers how to control the character,
Yep.
how to fight, and how to interact with the outside world. It
I actually really think Exile's Reach is a very good way. If I was a new player trying to get into retail, Exile's Reach is actually quite good for this. It teaches you how to do quests, elite quests, how to like group up with dungeons, how to like play with other players. It's a good introduction, I actually think. I really like Exile's Reach for retail for sure.
Provides greatly voiced quests.
It's good.
Wansa! You'd be coming. She's my daughter.
Why is
Nothing could keep
looking
me
at the
from
goat?
her. And as a soldier of the
Dude, he's already a real WoW player, man. Straight up ignoring all the lore. Nothing matters with the quest. Let's go kill some goats. Let's just continue the quest as we're good. Like, oh my god. Nope. It's such a shame in a way that like there's so many epic fun stories and like, you know, quest lines and like details about everything. And the average player just ignores absolutely everything. It's so ridiculous. I do the same.
leave no one behind.
And the story of the tutorial level is pretty engaging. To
Yep.
be honest, I don't even want to spoil it because it's surprisingly decent,
It's quite good.
considered it's one of the oldest MMOs on the market. I remember the game having just an introductory cutscene to every race, and then we get
Yeah,
limitless
back in
arrays
the
of
day.
fetch quests and a kill a number monster quests.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that though, okay?
I'm really glad that
nothing
the
wrong with it.
tutorial level just shows how WoW changed. And the most noticeable change is the graphics. The stylized nature of graphics allowed it to be more than decent even nowadays, but apparently the devs have remade the textures, the objects, the designs of the weapons and even NPCs. The game
updated a
actually
lot.
looks and feels modern. And I would even argue that the current version of WoW looks even better than the majority of modern MMOs out there. Sure.
If you like the style, yes. It is very much like a preference, though. I do think it looks quite good, though. Overall, I think it's a little bit, maybe a tad bit cartoony for me, like the way the retail like look is nowadays. At least like the new zones, Dragonflight and such. But I think the WoW graphic holds up pretty well. It holds up pretty good. But I'm still a fan of the more older version of it, obviously. I am a classic Andy, you guys know me. But, I mean, I think it looks okay. It just looks alright, yeah.
Something Asian like Lost Ark or Black Desert look better and more appealing to certain audiences, but
More
WoW does
realistic.
not lag. It doesn't glitch, doesn't load forever, and during my whole playthrough, it did not even once make the technicalities be the barrier for playing. Regarding the interface, it seemed questionable at first. While being neatly laid out and compactly grouped and separated, it required getting used to, especially to having my avatar almost in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, I don't like that either, man. Listen, I agree with that one. Put the avatar up in the corner, man.
However, in due time I figured out that it was the most ideal point on the screen to monitor my health and rage meters. The same goes to managing the commands, the same goes to inventory management, as they've made...
I actually really like the UI of WoW. I think it's like kind of nice overall. It's quite good. And the fact that you can like change it nowadays, like with a built-in thing, is quite okay too. I think it's nice overall. It's just kind of clean and it looks good. The
unification of all the inventory expansion slots as one huge inventory. You can also auto-sort the items there between the equipment and resources for crafting. The same goes...
I know a lot of people don't like this new UI thing. I actually don't really have a big issue with it. I think it looks quite okay.
For the bank, as you can directly deposit all the crafting materials. The quest tracking, compact and comfortable. Map indicators, compact and comfortable. Even Dungeon Finder, compact, comfortable and working. And all of this has made me think that the development team behind WoW just made all the possible changes and adjustments to the game to make the most pleasant experience for the newcomers. If you need something, it's already there.
That's fair enough. I am wondering though if he's gonna go into talking about like the leveling after Exile's Reach, because I think you gotta talk to an NPC and then they send you into a version of the game that you want, right? Like Legion or VOD or whatever the heck, right?
Sometimes it's even there before you even think about it.
Weird
you just
to me.
experience the content, the game throws at you. And the content from the very first minute is the definition of theme park MMO. It's a literal theme park, where the fun experiences are guaranteed, and you just need to press the necessary button. The tutorial quests vary from movement and fetch, to traditional hunt monsters, to basic crafting, to interaction with moving objects from...
So this is good, I think. I think for like an introduction to the game, you get to do a little bit of everything. You do a vehicle combat, you do some quests, you do a little simulated dungeon, you do a little bit of everything basically. And then whenever you're done with Exile's Reach, that's kind of where you go wherever you want. If you want to go to TBC or Vanilla or VOD or whatever the heck, right? That's sort of where it breaks up a little bit. And maybe it can also get very confusing for a new player. I would assume so. This quest, you gotta like kill a bunch of like undeads here.
Flying perspective to even an introductory dungeon with the boss.
Yeah, it's a great
and eventually the cinematic flight to Orgrimmar, the main capital of the Horde, and it was just mindless fun that made me forget about everything.
It's hot and
I think brand new players have to go to BFA. Okay, so they actually have to do that.
dusty, and the orcs ain't always hospitable, present company excluded, but it's got charm, huh?
Okay. Eventually, the game has thrown at me quests from what seems to be the Battle for Azeroth expansion, and it was also rich with stories and with engaging quests despite being fetch and kill enemies in their nature. By the way,
I did not like BFA leveling very much, okay? I'm just gonna say that. If that's the opening experience they get, then okay. It must also be very weird jumping into WoW and then get the leveling, the lore you get isn't BFA. Like, it's a very weird, like, you just jump straight into the middle of everything, right? It must be like a lot to take in.
The combat,
the side quest in the war campaign,
was really fun as well. It's obviously not something responsive and punchy like in Warframe, and flashy and rich with special effects like in BDO, but it is very engaging and requires you to always be aware of what you're doing. There was no direct tutorial on that, unfortunately, but I discovered that I needed to use my skills in combination to weaken the enemies, to deal long-lasting damage and execute them with the required skill when their health is low.
That was a very fancy way of saying hit the mobs until it dies. Yeah, he really explained that very eloquently.
It was simple, the loot was rather frequent and rewarding enough to deal more damage to higher level enemies. It was more than okay, despite the majority of the enemies being the damage sponges, but it's an MMO after all. I even managed to enter one of the low-level dungeons. I was surprised.
Low-level. It's so weird seeing like a dungeon like this as like a low-level dungeon.
That there were
dude, what the hell?
Players at that level that were experienced enough to carry me through. It was a fun experience, though I was left with a strange feeling that I was doing something wrong all the time. What is more important, WoW does a really weak job.
Guys, it's his first time playing WoW. Of course he's clicking. Stop click shaming, man, you absolute fiends.
Teaching how dungeons and party interactions work. While Final Fantasy XIV has a dedicated segment of quests teaching the roles, the damage, the healing and the tanking, and will not let you do the dungeons before you complete them.
I think WoW has something like this, but there's no like tutorial. I think WoW is just sort of like, just kind of like get good, right, in a way. Hi Salma.
WoW just lets you embarrass yourself before you get to an experienced group that teaches you what to do.
In a way, I kind of like that though. I kind of like that you just get like thrown into it. Okay, you want to learn how to heal? Okay, you figure it out. You want to do DPS? Well, figure it out. I don't know. I guess like having a tutorial could be good, but I don't think a tutorial should be forced on new players, right? Like you can choose to do it if you so desire. I actually don't know if there is a tutorial, but I don't think it should be forced on players.
Duh. I mean, thanks for the introductory dungeon, for real, but it was like a drop in the ocean regarding the actual dungeoning mechanics. Further, WoW offers even bigger raids and the other forms of high-level PvE content with a number of advices on how to complete them, but it doesn't teach the most important basics. So,
I think... I don't... Maybe I'm cynical with it, maybe I'm weird because I've been playing WoW for so long in games. I feel like That's fun though. It's fun figuring out how to play your class and like doing it and like stuff like that, right? And if you want the information, I guess you can search it up really, really easily nowadays as well.
After completing level 20, I was even allowed to play further without leveling up, learning crafting professions.
Oh yeah, maybe it actually could be quite rough going into a dungeon for the first time as a new player, and then you get hit with the WoW community like looking for group. Because WoW Andes in like looking for group can get quite goddamn toxic, okay? So that must actually be quite daunting for a new player, which is a shame. It's a shame that it's like kind of gatekept like that. I really, really wish that people wouldn't do that, but yeah, kick the new player, yeah, kick the noob, right? Exactly.
Thanks for explaining them, guys, by the way. And decided to play for Alliance. I have created a purple weird mage and was offered the choice between the first tutorial level that I've played with Orc Warrior and the racial starting level. I've chosen the second to see how it changed.
This is gonna be a big difference. So this is the raw WoW experience, and this is Exile's Reach. This I would recommend to play for a new Dragonflight like retail player, right?
My disappointment, it didn't change at all. Racial cutscene and go kill a number of local squirrels. And it was immediate boredom, especially after all the content I've experienced with the warrior.
Hey!
So, now I get why Blizzard introduced in the newest tutorial levels
This guy's not a classic Andy, okay? That is crossed off the list. He is not a classic Andy.
Immediately on my first character.
Yeah. So tired! Kill 8 mobs. I'm so lonely.
So, is World of Warcraft still fun to play in 2023?
Okay.
If you want a solid and high quality theme park experience, yes, it's a blast to play, especially the newest content. You may even wait for a discount and get the latest expansion with 30 days of playing sub. I believe it's well worth it. World of Warcraft is like an iPhone of MMOs. Everything is there, everything works, and everything satisfies the target audience's needs perfectly. But is it overpriced and overhyped? Yes, indeed. Similar to iPhone, WoW currently still enjoys a complete monopoly in the genre, as even
I can kind of tell what kind of player he is a little bit with the whole situation and stuff like that. He is definitely not like an old school WoW enjoyer, that is for certain. He likes those kind of like to queue up, you do a dungeon, then you go out and you have something to do as well. There's always something you can do, right, in a way. Which is, that's fine.
Its greatest competitor right now, Final Fantasy XIV, does not quite deliver the same level of graphics and the same level of staged theme park fun like WoW does. In total, if I get a chance to play WoW with a discount for just 1 month, I believe I'd be happy with the experience, though I'm not the type of player who enjoys an already made product. I like discovering a lot of mechanics on my own, experimenting and having a lot deeper crafting and gathering mechanics. At the same time, sometimes you need that it just works experience, and WoW delivers it to you. At least during the first 20 levels. And that's it for today.
That's fair enough.
If you like this video, please click a like, and if you're here for the first time, consider subscribing to the channel. Share your thoughts and impressions with WoW down in the comments below, and let me know what MMO should I review in the first time playing series. As for now, I thank you all for watching. My name is Alex B, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, I mean, interesting video. Yeah, some of the points is a little bit weird to me, I guess. Maybe like with the I do agree with the thing that he says that he likes exploring and like, you know, discovering things, but he doesn't want to do like the old school leveling. But maybe that's because the old school leveling is maybe just too slow for him, and it needs to be more fast paced, which retail is. Retail is a lot more fast paced, right? So maybe he enjoys that. I mean, if you make a new character in retail, you already have like your base kit of abilities that you would use on a character, right?
Experience.
So yeah, it's different games for different players, right?